Hello, hello, and welcome to Onyx Path Con presents Trinity Continuum Anima. I do apologize for the delay. We had a mess of technical issues just swarming us, but that's neither here nor there because we're ready to play right now. My name is Scott Cuban. I am the story guide for this. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves. And right now, we're going to start with Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by night. My pronouns are she, her, and today I will be playing Tech the Hacker.
Awesome. And we'll just go down the way I see you. We'll go to Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan Thigh. My pronouns are he, they, and today I will be playing Gideon Klein.
All right. And let's move over one and talk to Michael, who we played with last night.
Hello, Michael. I am still going to be playing Silas Jin. It'll be a great time.
Indeed. And then we'll go up to Gilbert, finally.
Hello, I am Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad. Today I will be playing Alvaro Aldana, the Heavy.
Awesome. Fantastic. So, to set the stage, we are in Cascade. The year is 2084. The Aberrant War, thankfully finished, about a decade ago, but the world is still in devastation. And the FSA, which is what America has become as a result of this terrifying worldwide war against super gods, it has become a full on fascist dictatorship, marriage of corporate and military forces, which I know that sounds implausible here in good old 2024, but it is what it is. And has built the city of Cascade as kind of a shining example of the world of, hey, we're back. We're America. We can create great things. Look at this shining jewel of a city. And all of its citizens get discounted or free, like neurological implant that lets them interact with the technology of the city, and it's fantastic. Everything's great. There are no cracks under the surface. Nothing is. Everything is as it seems. Good citizens. And one of the organizations in this city is known as the Aeon Covenant, and they are a the evolution of the Aeon Society, who uh, did their part both in the Golden Age of Novas and in the Aberrant War to try and shepherd humanity through these trying times, and they're still trying to do their best. But sometimes their best uh, isn't doesn't fit into the image and the ideals of the Covenant, and for that reason they have Project Proteus. And Project Proteus has always existed, at least in the modern era, when things need to get done that would not look good on the cameras, that would not be fitting in line with the public image of the Aeon Covenant. And you all work for Project Proteus, and you have been brought into Cascade because the Aeon Covenant has detected what they believe to be an aberrant cult. These monstrous, superpowered beings who have left the planet. Still, some of them may still be here, and based on certain signs and readings, based off mysterious technologies that people on the ground don't necessarily understand, the higher ups think that there's a aberrant active in the city of Cascade, and it has a cult sending around it. And the Aeon Covenant takes this incredibly seriously and thus is activating Project Proteus to deal with it. And they have essentially given you the directive of you deal with this however you have to. It's more important that you deal with it quickly than you go through a chain of approvals up the command. So you guys have been giving a lot of authority to deal with it, to find out what's happening here, and cut it out of the city as quickly as possible. They will handle whatever PR or whatever political blowback that happens. So this is actually fairly unusual, even for Project Proteus missions. They try and keep you guys on a tight leash because they don't want things to get out of hand. But apparently, people are paranoid about this scenario. So you guys have been in Cascade for about a week, looking into things. establishing your roots. And uh, let's sort of go ahead and go around the table and let you guys introduce your characters and talk about kind of the dynamic that you guys have established as you've been sort of thrown together on this very like hush hush but very very top tier project for Project Proteus. Let's go ahead and start. Since we played with him last night, let's start with Silas.
Okay. Silas is the detective, and what I do is I find the information, I find the clues that and point us in the right direction. So I do spearhead a lot of the investigation at the very beginning, and that also turned out to be good slash bad for us a little bit, where I disappeared into a out of time place that gave us more information, but also caused us more problems.
Yes, Silas has disappeared for a few days, and when we start playing, you guys will have to basically be finding Silas because you know where he went, but he's been gone for longer than is appropriate. But we'll move on from there. And what about Gilbert? Tell us who you're playing and what role he has in the dynamic of this thrown together team.
Yeah, Alvaro Aldana is more so combat oriented. So he presides muscle. He attempts to be intimidating. Physical stature is kind of uh I won't say the extent of the character, but the expertise is a good word for it. Um, yeah, that's his role, and he enjoys it a lot.
All right, and what about Luna? Tell us a little bit more about who you're playing.
Yeah, so Tech is a younger woman who, at first glance, seems like she doesn't want to be there. Always in the corner on her device, um, trying to find out information, um, through the web or through any other um, anything technology oriented. But she is dedicated to this cause and this job she has, even if she's a little grumpy about it.
Awesome. And finally, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about Gideon.
Um, Gosh, I had things, and then all of my morning tech issues have driven them out of my brain.
I feel
Um,
ya. I feel ya.
um, Gideon uh, is he's like nebulously in his late 20s to early 30s. Um, One of those people that is sort of impossibly attractive, but you know, is seems low key about it. He doesn't really act like an ass or anything. He's so far been very kind of helpful to the group. However, he doesn't really tend to talk about himself very much. There's a lot of redirection whenever people ask questions about him into him, kind of turning them around into finding stuff, more stuff about others. So he's a little
Yeah.
closed off, but
Right. Yeah, and I will say that so when Gideon was kind of attached to this team, like none of you have ever worked with Gideon before. Um, and like sort of a directive from on high is they're part of this team. Don't ask questions. They're very good at what they do. Um, and they've kind of given you the if you have questions about this, don't kind of directive. But like I said, some time ago, a couple of days ago, your detective, who's kind of leading this part of the investigation, trying to like finding out what is actually going on, Silas, uh, went out of the city to follow a lead, and it was supposed to check in, a couple of hours after he left. He did not do that. So the rest of you basically got uh, got the directive of okay, you have to go find him because he's disappeared, and you know where he was going. He was going to the north of the city, to kind of a bay. And by the way, Cascade is in where we would consider modern day Vancouver. It's on the Pacific Northwest part of Canada, or what was Canada, because during the Aberrant War, the FSA, as part of its formation, annexed Mexico and Canada because they needed breathing room. But anyway, so yeah, so you guys have the coordinates. You guys are able to commandeer a hover vehicle that will take you up there, and we will sort of open our scene as you guys are sort of arriving along the coastline, and like you pick up the signal of his like personal scale hover vehicle. You guys picked up that it's still there. It's parked on the beach. So you guys zoom in and land next to it, and you see this sort of this bay area. It's in a pretty like devastated area. Like there's only a couple of bits of greenery here. It looks like this place got took a couple of hits during the war, and things haven't really recovered very well. But it's a pretty sizable bay. It has a river that is leading from inland into the bay, where things are a little bit less sandy and a little bit more green. There is some patches of like glass on the sand. Where the high energy blast might have hit this area, so this is a very like rocky and devastated area. But what do you guys do when you land and see this unoccupied, sort of abandoned looking personal skimmer? What's your first steps?
Is there a way to connect to it, to its computer system?
Absolutely, yeah. You can connect in via your personal computer device. Glass is not like a low signal for your glass. I think you guys all have glass implants on it, but you guys are out of the city, so you guys have more of a like common like wireless opnet connection that's not quite as good, but you can definitely do that. I mean, obviously, you could also just like hook it up directly through like an access cable as well, so you don't have to do it wirelessly. So would you try going it through your glass, or would you try to wire in directly?
I think she would have clocked that the connection got more sparse the
Mm,
further we got out, so she'd connect directly to it
okay.
with
Yeah.
just without a word, walk up to it, connect in.
Yeah, this is an Aeon Covenant slash Project Proteus issued vehicle. Both of them are. So, they talk with your equipment. You have the access codes to get in. What are you trying to gain from the computer here?
I want to see if there's any logs or anything that can point us in the right direction of where to go next.
Absolutely, yeah. You bring up like when you bring up like when this thing landed, when this thing was deactivated last, and there's like sort of dash cam footage that you're able to easily bring up, and it shows Silas like landing, getting out, starting to look around, um, and then you see him heading off in the direction of that river that leads into the bay, and that's when the camera sort of loses track of him.
So after seeing that, she'll just kind of pull back and halfway look over her shoulder and say, River, looks like you went that way.
Then I guess that's where we're going.
Okay. So yeah, this, like I said, this is kind of in the middle of the day. It's kind of oppressively hot. The normal sort of Pacific Northwest mist is not really that the sun is kind of cutting through that. You guys make your way to the river. Um, it's pretty. Eventually, you do see like boot prints of where Silas went. It's pretty recent. Doesn't look like there's been a lot of rain recently, so it hasn't been washed away. And it looks like it's leading up the river about maybe a quarter mile to where there's a cave, a little bit of elevated cave in a hill from where the river is coming out of. And as you approach, uh, like just sort of like halfway in the cave, halfway out of the cave, you see a figure that is lying prone uh, in the mouth of the cave. Um, and like as you get a little bit closer, you can tell that they are moving, but like just kind of like doesn't they don't look healthy in any way. What is everyone doing?
Well,
How are you approaching this?
That's not a good sign.
No, but we shouldn't keep him waiting.
So you guys just kind of like rush up to him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hang back a little bit, just sort of watching,
Okay.
scanning the area.
Okay. So you're
But
you're hanging
if
back to kind of
others,
kind of stay
yeah,
put. But what about Tech? Is Tech doing heading up as well, or is it just Alvaro coming doing this?
She'll kind of be in between the two of them, in
Okay.
between Gideon and Alvaro, with her device just ready to scan for anything she needs to.
hmm Okay. So Alvaro, you rush up to get to talk to this person. Um, as you get closer, the first thing that pings your senses is, oh, alcohol, a lot of alcohol, like it's. And then there's the underchin of like the second is like, oh, also vomit. And then you kind of get close enough and you realize this is not Silas. This is a much taller, kind of stockier build, more along the lines of your build. And he's wearing like blue jeans and a flannel. And there's a hat that's kind of looks like it's been knocked off his head. And like, yeah, you're just like, this is someone who is like almost on the edge of passed out and not passed out drunk.
On the ground, like
Yeah,
kind
he's just kind
not
of laying on the
upright,
ground,
right?
like
Cool.
just utterly shit faced.
Just a light kick. Just a light kick.
Um, you kick them and they kind of like shock awake a little bit and like start to try and like push themselves over. And it's at this point, Silas, that you open the door and step through back into your time. And you can see, sort of outlined by the summer day light, you see someone you recognize. You recognize Alvaro standing over the figure of a man who is on the ground right now. What are you going to do?
Okay, I can obviously tell who the man is,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like,
can tell you know who this guy is.
I'll just immediately shout out, "That's an aberrant. We need to do something about him right now."
Uh,
Very twitchy. Rifle at the ready now.
okay. Do we need to roll initiative here?
Uh, I think just once I noticed it's Silas, I pointed at the aberrant.
Okay. So you're just pointing the gun. You're not firing or anything.
Yeah, nothing in.
Okay. So yeah, everyone hears that, and like, if I haven't communicated how bad aberrants are, like, they are the devil. Like, they are the creatures that can rewrite reality and lay waste to cities. So this is not an unserious claim.
I believe
Uh,
this is a good reference.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, he still seems to be like fairly drunk and out of his out of it. He's not like really responding very well. So Alvaro, you're pointing a rifle at him. Um, Silas, what are you doing? Are like you running up or what are
Yeah,
you
I'm
doing?
running up, pistol ready. Yeah, definitely. I knew what was going to happen, what was needed to happen. So this is kind of like
Okay.
already
So you're
prepared in
you're
my
in
mind.
ready mode. What
Yeah.
about Tech? What's Tech going? How is Tech going to react to this?
As soon as she hears aberrant, uh, hand to the sidearm, pulling it out, and with lightning reflexes, I'm gonna fire.
Okay, so you're firing. So okay, so um, go ahead and make an aim roll.
Yes, sir.
And while you're getting that, Jonathan, what were you getting ready to do? What was Gideon getting ready to do when Tech fires a shot?
I think that I'm actually going to wait and see
Okay,
what.
so you're taking a wait and see approach.
Yes, because I want to see. I want to make sure that everybody else's attacks are going to be successful. I'm just sort of assessing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what was your aim roll?
Was the attribute associated with that
Uh,
composure?
Probably. Yeah, you can do it with composure if you're like just like clear-headed, aberrant equal fire gun, and it's not like a panic reaction. Composure would be appropriate.
Okay. And then with lightning reflexes, I get a +2 enhancement. So with all of that, that'd be 3.
Three. Okay, so three successes on that. Okay. Um, you fire the gun, and you can tell that although it impacts him, the bullet ricochets off.
Oh shit.
Okay, now we need to roll initiative. So that is going to be the lower of your dex plus empathy or your cunning plus athletics. And I'm letting you all know, this wasn't in the plan. Silas decided to take this guy out of the
Hey, it's
con.
not just me. Not just me.
Not just-
It was a group effort, and I had to deal with it later on. That was
Uh-huh.
Tens explode in this.
Tends to explode, yes.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
I think my dice hate Trinity Continuum.
No, it's that 8 target number. It'll mess you up. Okay.
Well played. Whatever. It's fine. I got 0. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Alvaro, do you have anything like lightning reflexes or anything that affects your initiative?
Oh God, yes, yes, I do. I think I actually have. I think I actually have. Yeah, I have lightning reflexes.
Okay, that's good. Because he also got 4 successes on his roll, so that means you do in fact go before him.
No
So
plus.
that is so you have the top round of initiative. Would you like to go, or would you like another of your fellows to go first?
Bullets don't work. Does anyone have any? I invite anyone to go before me that might be more effective because I have a gun, and that's about it.
Yeah, y'all weren't expecting this. This was not the the plan for the day. But so
Um,
mhm.
no, go ahead.
Okay, so is anyone else gonna step up and take the initiative, or
I
Alvaro?
will.
Oh, you will. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
Um, well, bullets aren't working, so let's find out if knives do.
Okay.
um, I would like to try to close and pop my wrist knife and see if that works out
Okay.
for us.
Does any of your abilities give you a bonus to your power scale?
Yes, I
Okay.
know one of them does. Let me double check which one that is, but yes, I
All
do
right.
believe so.
So definitely. I don't care if it makes noise. I need to turn my fan on.
That's okay.
It is too hot in this recording studio. But yeah, just let me know what total bonus to your power skill your abilities get you, and then go ahead and
Yeah,
um, uh, make a close combat roll.
I'm checking that right now. There it is. I could be incorrect actually.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds. Not for attacking, I don't think.
Ah, boo. Okay. But
For
go ahead and
defending,
gotcha. Go ahead
for
and make
defending,
that
yes.
make your close combat roll then.
Okay, and that is
It's gonna be close combat plus probably might or dexterity. And then you do have I believe you have like at least 3 enhancements total from your wrist knives and other things.
yes. Don't worry, guys. I got a lot of dice for this one.
nice.
I believe.
That is 6 successes base
Okay.
plus.
Oh,
So it is like carving into stone, but you do dig your blades into like where would you try and punch him?
Um, I mean, I'm going for crippling blows
Okay,
here,
so like going for the neck.
and Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You dig into the side of his neck, but it is like literally a knife through stone. You get some punctures in. You see some blood coming out of it, but then he goes. That wakes him up, and he pushes off and pushes up and begins to sort of like hover about a foot off the ground. His eyes start to glow this very like sickly greenish amber light, um, and he sort of scans the area and looks at Silas and says, "Is this how you want to play it, motherfucker? You want all your friends to die?"
We'll see what happens.
All right. And he is going to rush forward and punch you.
Sounds good.
So go ahead and please roll your defense.
Let's see. Just
That is going to be one of your resilience attributes.
that is a terrible roll. No successes.
No successes. Okay.
I think now is the only appropriate time to ask this question. For gifts, it's I have one that seems like it might be able to be used on someone else's turn. Is it? It's destined for damage.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is going to turn out, but with Silas saying it was a terrible roll, um, when the character is in the same range band as an ally, she may spend an inspiration to take an injury condition in place of that ally.
You can do that.
Sweet. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So yeah, he sort of flies down like fist that's sort of like crackling with that same amber greenish light, and Alvaro. Let's see here. Yeah, I would definitely say you're gonna take um, you're gonna take 2 points of damage from this fist that is rocketing towards you. I'm assuming you have some sort of like basic armor that takes some of this damage on, but that armor gets shattered, and you still like feel like this impact in your chest that is like it not just hurts because you got punched in the chest, but there's like a bit of burning to it as well. And
Gotcha.
that is probably your least favorite thing to have ever happened to you.
That's not the greatest.
Oh.
Question mechanic wise, because I
Mhm.
have tactical armor on. It's one hard, three soft.
Yes.
Completely shatters.
Basically you take the hard armor point gets soaked
Mhm.
by that, but then the rest comes through. So you don't have the hard armor anymore, but the soft armor still does apply. And you said it had three soft armor to
Uh,
it.
correct.
Okay. Okay. So actually that means you only take one damage.
Understood.
But it's still not your favorite thing to have happen, and it is like people should not be able to hit that hard. Like
Yeah.
this armor is for dealing with like high caliber
Oh yeah.
firearms, and someone
Absolutely.
just hit you with the strength of that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
not the best.
Okay, so that's his go. Gadian went. Um, so you still have your action, Alvaro, as do Silas and Tech.
Right on. This is not gonna go well. But we're gonna. I got two options. I can hit him or I can shoot him. And narrative question now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. When Tech fired the sidearm,
Mm-hmm.
did it just ricocheted, bounced off of his body?
Yeah, it seems to have. Um, yeah, it kind of less ricocheted, just sort of like more impacted, and
Hmm.
then the bullet fell to the side.
Gotcha.
You're not sure what that means. Like you don't know if he's categorically immune to this sort of damage, or if he was just tough enough to take that particular shot. You're not sure.
Too easy. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We're gonna enough bullets will solve the problem. We're gonna shoot him.
Okay. Um, what kind of gun are you firing at him with this?
It
Spoken
is
like a true.
is an assault rifle.
Okay.
Uh, ballistic type. Range tags are the medium variety.
Okay. All right. Cool. Go ahead and make that shot.
Copy all. Copy all. Uh, dexterity sound good for attribute?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. This is a pretty decent pool.
And as you're sort of getting that together, I'll fill in a little bit more detail since you guys team is requisitioned to deal with potential aberrants. Um, Calling in an airstrike is not outside of the capacity of the Aeon Covenant.
Oh, hell yeah. Um, that was four successes, and I have something that helps me by a critical. I just don't remember what it is.
The brutal tag,
Uh, perfect aim.
perfect aim. Okay, cool. What's the exact wording on that?
The relevant text, whenever shooting at the target with a ranged weapon, perfect aim allows your character to choose a specific area to hit. This allows the user to purchase the critical stunt for three successes instead of four while
Gotcha.
shooting.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and you got four successes on that. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, you get a shot at him. Um, uh, it hits where you're going, and normally when you shoot someone with this, it creates a hole. But like the type of shot you would expect her sidearm to do to a person is what your assault rifle does to him. So he does damage him, like you see blood, but it's not what you expect when you shoot someone with an assault rifle. So that's your go. So we've got Silas and Luna still left to go. Which of you would?
Could I use my Warrior's Eye gift? I'm gonna spend an inspiration.
Okay.
I have three dots in aim,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll ask you three questions. Can we kill? No, I'm just kidding. What's his? What is the defense
Mm-hmm.
of the Nationalist? I hate that name.
He's a real bad guy.
Then
Um,
it's a terrible person. And then I want to see the armor tags if possible.
okay.
And
Um, okay. He walking around. This guy has a defense of four.
okay.
And like you can just tell, like you're judging this mainly off the effects that you have seen happening.
Hmm.
And I'll just sort of let you know, this guy also just walking around has a durability scale of two.
Okay.
So he's just very extremely tough. It's not impossible to bring him down with bullets, but rough.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I guess the third question I would have
Hmm.
is judging by his kind of like soberness level, would there be any complications that he is experiencing?
Yes, he
Uh,
is. He is feeling having a complication of drunkenness, which is affecting his ability to fight. So this is him in weak mode.
okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And then if that's the case, I will movement wise, I want to rotate around kind of onto the other side of the cave and try to get out of as much as the
Okay.
as possible
So you're
because I was like kind of like all the way deep in right now, right?
yeah, you're coming from inside the cave, so you're trying to like get around and get out of the cave.
Okay, yeah, yes, exactly. I'll
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
try to get around, and then while doing that, I will kind of give a look to Tech and it's kind of like I'll say we've been a team enough for me to like have that serious look to say maybe call it in, maybe call in the strike, that type of thing. And I'll just be like, Move out of the cave, everybody, and continue going out. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, so that's your go. So Luna, that's your last. You think Tech has the last go for this round? What are you gonna do?
She will be like, say less, and call an airstrike.
Okay, um, let's make that a let's go ahead and make that an Enigmas roll. As you kind of like parse through the various codes that you need to like put in at the right time to access the Aeon Covenant slash Proteus apparatus for that, and we'll see how many rounds it takes for that. For see how much you can expedite that airstrike.
What attribute would you like me to tag with that?
Let's say cunning. You're acting kind of more impulsively in the moment, so that would probably be the appropriate one for that. And feel free, like I'm generally gonna call for a skill roll rather than an attribute roll. Feel free to pitch whatever attribute you want to try and use something. If you want to, but in this instance, cunning is the appropriate one.
Okay, perfect. I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, yeah. Unsurprisingly, for a non-government organization, you know, there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of like things that you have to go through. So you think that based off this your success in calling this airstrike, you think that it'll probably come in about 2 rounds.
Okay,
So you're gonna have to tangle with this guy 2 rounds until a bigger gun shows up.
for sure. She'll, after finishing that, she'll say, "Well, you got time to move, so
All right, so we are at top of the round, and that means there is one PC action before he goes again. Who would like to take it?
Anybody have any ideas? Add a character.
I
I
I
think
mean,
will shoot him again if no one else is
Okay.
gonna take it.
go for it because stabbing worked, but so did shooting. So I think that
If you roll
we're the
high enough,
folks right
anything's gonna
now.
work
Mhm.
eventually.
right.
Yeah.
Uh, that is 0 successes, and I believe I don't remember if ones do anything terrible.
Yeah, one's uh, okay. Yeah, so you rolled that. Um, momentum. This is something we should discuss right now. If you like, you can pull from your momentum pool that you have 4 of right now to attempt to turn that failure into a success. Otherwise, this will be a botch, and something bad will happen in addition to mixing. However, you'll get 2 momentum out of that. So it's spend momentum or get momentum.
Right on. What do you guys think?
However, we'll let you and all of us survive for the 2 rounds that we need to survive.
I say
Right on.
spend.
Ben
Yeah.
probably.
I will spend momentum. Um,
Okay, so you can spend up to half in a given round, so you can spend up to 2 right now to basically roll additional dice. But the party has to agree to that, to how much to the expenditure. So is everyone cool with him taking 2 momentum from the pool?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make that roll.
copy that. Rolling 2 additional dice then?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, better. Those are 2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes. Let me factor in all your stuff here. Um, so what you can do here, you don't have enough successes to hurt him. But what you can do is you can apply a level 3 complication to him, which is called pin down. So basically, he has to overcome that, or he'll take a damage next time he goes. That's going to probably be your best option with that roll.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that is actually a pretty reliable way of doing damage to someone who is much tougher than you. Um, so yeah, so he does that, and I'm gonna have to make a quick roll for him. See if he realizes that a drone strike has been called down on him, because that will change his action. And he's not that smart, so and he's very drunk, so this is probably not going to happen for him. Hold on. Okay. He kind of like getting a couple of shots, getting like getting his bell rung a couple of times is surprising him, and like you see him kind of like shake off some cobwebs and like looking around at you all, and then his eyes focus on Tech. Um, as he realizes that that might be the actual problem that he has to deal with. So he is going to come for Tech. Uh, Please roll your defense. So one of your resilience attributes.
Uh, two successes.
Two successes. Okay. So you have a defense of 3. Good to know. Okay. Miraculously, he whiffs at you, and does not have anywhere near the amount of successes to buy off that complication. So he basically comes for you, you get out of the way, and then Alvaro pot shots him, and he takes another shot in the shoulder. So he has taken another point of damage.
Sweet.
Okay, so who wants to take the next go? We've got Tech, Silas, and Gideon yet to go.
I have a question out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you how does the hovercrafts work in this system? How would you want to define how the hovercraft works? Does it have any sort of momentum at all, or is it just kind of like you're essentially skipping space and having it move that way, or is it like kind of
Oh,
propelled via like magnetism or momentum in that
yeah,
sense?
it works like a car. It just hovers.
Okay, all
So
right.
it
Maybe I
will
was thinking of too
if
much.
you want to try and weaponize it, you can absolutely do so.
Yeah, I do intend to do so.
Okay, give me a technology roll if you want to try and like coordinate your like remote control
Yeah.
your car to hit this guy.
Well, would I say immediately since I'm thinking of it that way, to use it that way, can I use my intellect for my attribute?
Absolutely.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. Yeah, like you bypass collision avoidance. You like say, "Hey, come pick me up. I'm this guy," and go super fast, and don't worry about braking all that much. So you like bypass a bunch of safety things, and it is going to come in and helpfully pick up your passenger.
Yeah, awesome. Very, very helpful.
Yeah, it slams into him and like pins him against the wall of the cave. But like as it does so, R.I.P. your hovercraft, because it's like literally like a normal squishy human. That'd be pretty. You could probably
Yeah,
survive that, but like no, it's just like going up against like a rock hard thing. So the front end sort of caves in as it as it pins him against the cave of the wall of the cave.
I imagine my glass interface has like a dying Clippy asking me if he did a good job. Um,
Yeah, the interface. Did I do a good job, boss? But yeah, so he's pinned against the wall of the cave by former personal hovercraft.
okay.
Okay, so Tech or Gideon, who'd like to go?
I got nothing because I'm not stupid enough to get closer once again to this thing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just start backing up and pop a shot as I'm backing
Okay.
up.
Yeah, go ahead and make that aim roll.
Okay. Um, I do. Um, see. Aim plus could I use dexterity?
Yeah.
And could I use my edge lightning calculator, which is all can be used for carefully aiming bullets to get a +2 enhancement?
Lightning calculator is much more for like math and stuff.
Mhm.
So that's not going to apply to this roll.
Okay, it does say in the description, it says
No.
carefully aiming bullets, but I could see that
Okay.
with
All
me
right. If it says
backing
that
up
in
the
the
same
description,
thing.
it's been a while since I've looked at that edge. Yeah. Go ahead and get your +2
Good.
on that.
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, that is going to be 3 successes with that
Three
+2.
successes. All right. Okay. Um, yeah, you much similar to to Alvaro. You're not sure you get a beat on him, but you've got sort of main like him being pinned in place means that you have a good solid aim on him, so you can put a level 1 complication on him for pin down. So if next time he tries to attack, um, that will that you have the capacity to do damage to him if he doesn't isn't able to buy that off. All right, and so Gideon, are you just completely holding back, or
I'm
not?
going to,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna hold.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we are at the top of the next round. At the end of this round, the airstrike will show up. So Alvaro, you're at 4, but if you want to pass it to someone else,
I will happily pass to anybody else who has a better idea than just shoot him, because that's right now I'm just kind of pinning him down and praying for the best.
I think that's
That's all
actually a
I
good
got.
idea. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
actually what we can do.
I
Yeah,
genuinely think that is a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. Second verse, same as the first. Then
okay, yeah, go ahead and take your shot.
rough. One success.
One success. Yeah, that is not enough to do it. Uh, yeah, his defense and yeah, like you could maybe put a level 1 complication on him, but that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that I would love to do that. While I call out to Silas that his new friend is a dick.
You have no idea.
Hold on, I'm trying to find an edge. That got asked a question.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Um, Let me find that real quick. Yeah. So who wants to go next? Well, no, it would be his go actually. Um, so what he's gonna do is he is going to attempt to use this broken hovercraft and like push it off him in the direction of Silas this time, because his rage brain has finally targeted the blame on you. So he is going
Good.
to make a might athletics roll to try and hit you with a car.
Is he gonna chuck my hovercraft back
He's,
at
he
me?
is he is she is in the process of freeing himself. He is chucking your hover car back at you.
Sounds good.
So please roll your defense.
Okay, I will do so. Man, my defense rolls are not great. One success.
One success. So you have a defense of 2. Yeah. So this car's coming at you. Um,
Um. hmm.
um, so yeah, you have got 2 damage coming your way.
Okay.
Um, uh, so yeah. Would you have like what kind of armor would Silas have been wearing to go on this mission?
I think it was the as I described it last time was the leather jacket was like
Gotcha.
the
Okay,
basically
so
the armor that I
that's
wear.
going to be
So
not
it's just
enough.
soft. Yeah,
That's not enough to just fray this particular blow.
I would
So
say
yeah,
I
so.
hmm?
have a question, Scott.
Sure.
Uh, would I be able to use 10 steps ahead to get Silas out of the way?
Hold on. I think that's something you would have had to have set up beforehand. Let me double
Yeah,
check.
the reading is slightly confusing on it.
Yeah. Where'd me books go? Ah, boo. Hold on. Let me. Go ahead and just read that off to me.
Yep, I'm going to it right now. Sorry.
No problem.
um, when the story guide describes the actions a story guide character would take in any area of action, you may use dramatic editing to veto that character's action and
Ah.
describe what they were going to do instead.
Oh, then absolutely you can. Hold on. Let me just double check if any restrictions. Okay.
If you dislike the negotiation, then you and I can work together to
Sure.
find a suitable compromise.
Okay. So, all right. So, what would you like to dramatic edit for him to have done anyway, differently?
Um, I am. I would like to dramatically edit that he absolutely misses Silas with that vehicle.
Okay.
It's
So,
he's still drunk.
mhm.
You know,
uh, so I will say, like, dramatic. One of the limits of dramatic editing, is you can't just say he fails. So, what we would need to describe is what other than throwing a car at Silas would he have done? Like, what other action other than trying to hit Silas with his car would he have done? And then I will tell you how much inspiration that would cost to make happen. So you can't just say he fails at doing the thing that he just succeeded at doing. What different action would he have taken?
um, instead of throwing it, um, it's so simple in my mind. If I could have just gotten Silas out of the way. Um,
sorry. There's some
no, no,
limitations to
no,
that to how
no.
that
That's totally
works.
fine. That's totally fine. Um,
I'll make a recommendation for two
sure.
inspiration. You can just say he throws the car off of him and not at Silas.
That was going to be what I was going to
Yeah,
suggest. Either he throws it just off of him, or he throws it, you
yeah,
know, in a
yeah.
way to attempt to scatter
Yeah,
us away from him.
normally that thing, but because you are what you are, your dramatic editing is a little costlier.
Yeah,
So it takes two inspiration to change that. So he does throw the car off of him, and that
yeah.
is his actions, meaning he's not hurting anybody at this go. So you are not hit by a car, Silas. Um,
Okay.
for some, why wouldn't he not try and hit someone with that? That's weird. Um, and I'm noting that in play, that is weird. Why wouldn't he do that? Um, so yeah, so that's his go. So that means that is you preempted your action with that gift use, Gideon. So Silas and
Yes.
Tech, what are you doing?
Continue to get cast gun, I believe, is
Okay,
the
cast gun. Make that aim roll.
um it's apologize for the loud dice tower, by the way. Four.
Four successes. Okay. Yeah, you are definitely able to. Yeah, so you're still once again, that's not enough to actually do damage to him, but the pin down maneuver is one of the best maneuvers in the game. You're actually able to do absolutely able to do that.
Yep.
Um, and he did take a couple of shots from Alvaro and Tech, who had pinned him down previously. So he's actually looking a little bloody from all these gunshots. It's just nowhere near what a normal person would look like having taken the shots that this guy had been taking. Um,
Mhm.
so Tech, what would you like to do as you're seeing in your glass implant, like you're starting to see like the image from the drone that's coming in with like the heavy caliber laser rifle that's going to fire at this guy. Like so, you're seeing that like you see the image of the bay as it's coming down to hit him, and he will be, here in moments, but you have an action that you can take.
Um, I'm just gonna keep backing up,
Mm-hmm.
so I can get pretty far from him, honestly, and I'll shoot him, but with the intention to like keep his attention on us and not noticing the drone.
Okay. Um, that would instead of being an aim roll, that would be a persuasion roll, as you're just like kind of trying to get his attention.
Okay, could I argue for either cunning or dexterity?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
You're just trying to make fancy shots.
Yeah. Oh no, that's very bad. That's very, very bad.
Uh oh.
I rolled two ones and a two.
Oh
We have momentum.
yeah. So, would you like
Momentum.
to gain momentum and have something bad happen, or would you like to spend the momentum in an attempt to have that botch not be a botch?
I would like it for it to not be a botch. That'd be
Okay.
good.
So that takes you down to momentum 0. But roll two more dice and see how they come out.
Okay. Oh, one success.
One success. Okay. Yeah. So you are able to like how do you describe for me the distraction of you taking these
Um,
shots?
she's gonna just like kind of fire at his feet,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Hey, asshole, keep your eyes on me, buddy."
And he kind of like he says, nobody talks to me like that, especially you flat scan mother. And then, coming from the sky, a lance of high caliber laser light, uh, traces up the beach, leaving like a trail of glass in its wake, and impacts him in the chest, blowing him back to the wall of the cave. And he just is, his clothes light on fire, and he is just blasted, not dead, but taken out. So we are out of initiative. Your opponent has been taken out, but still technically breathing.
Question: what was the protocol for us as Project Proteus whenever we have an aberrant on our hands? Do we shoot to kill or do we apprehend?
Like the protocol is do whatever you have to do to take them down. In the unlikely instance that you get one alive, if it is feasible, bring them in, uh, without any chance of doing damage. To like if there's any question, kill it. If there's any question at all about like the safety of the team or it doing any more damage or it getting away, kill it. But like if you have a perfect scenario where you can apprehend, do that. Whether or not this is a perfect scenario is up to you guys' judgment.
I'm just gonna look at the rest of the team and be like, any chance the drone's gonna shoot him a couple more times?
It could, or mm, I,
I I
I,
will point out that the only way I was able to get him, the only way I was able to get back was to convince him to get out of that, whatever that area was. And the only way to convince him of that is so that he wants to take over whatever Divis Maul could have done.
And
We should kill this motherfucker. What?
yeah, it's yeah.
so yeah, it is not insurmountable to like just put a gun up to his head and pull the trigger multiple times, and that'll get the job done if someone wants to do that.
I would
I've,
happily do so. I had to deal with this guy in two games. If anybody objects, I'm fine with it. But
by
I
all
will
means, it
walk
sounds like
to
you've
him.
earned it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
No
for
no,
it.
objections
yeah,
whatsoever.
I will shoot him until he dies.
Okay, so yeah, on a beach in the middle
In
of
game.
nowhere, one of the most disgustingly written NPCs of all time, meets his ignominious end. Uh,
Oh man.
and so congratulations on that. So yeah, you guys are on a beach on the west coast of North America. Dead aberrant on the ground, one destroyed hovercraft, uh, and a mission to accomplish back in Cascade.
I'll just. How? First of all, how long was I gone?
2 days.
Huh.
Yeah,
You would think if I went out of time, they would put me back in the same time, and I wouldn't. No time has passed, but more
well,
time
that
has
would be
passed.
convenient.
He's talking
No,
crazy, by the way. Like none of you know
Yeah,
what's.
what are you saying right now?
okay, first of all, don't go back into the cave. There was a door. The tech, the lead, it panned out. There was some sort of information I was able to garner, but it led me to some sort of hotel. I talked to some people that were way back in the past, 1920s. I think there was a Greek philosopher. Um, I sound crazy,
Let's
don't I?
Yeah, no, let's get you home, bud. What you can tell us all about this Greek philosopher.
Okay, don't make me sound too crazy. Let's just
No, no, I
take a
mean
little bit of a break.
Plato or Aristotle. I mean, which was it a liberating experience? Was it
I got an aberrant out of this entire situation. What do you think?
I think Tech
Yeah.
would go up to Alvaro and like give him a shove and like quit punching him in the dick. Come on.
Let's get back. I have some good news at least. We dealt with actual what was actually the biggest problem, I would say, in terms of deadliness to us specifically. We have a bigger problem technically, but that's something else.
Yeah, and Tech, you like get some messages of like there's like a cleanup there's a cleanup crew coming of like aberrant kill confirmed. Aeon is sending a recovery crew to this beach, so y'all can leave and they will clean up, which
Excellent.
is better than leaving an aberrant corpse somewhere.
For sure.
Tech, leave a note in that report. Don't go in the door.
Got it. And I will on my little saying, don't go in the door. Got it.
Tell them about the Greek philosophers. Can you text them?
Shut up, Admiral. That's not.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you guys can all pile in the hovercraft that you guys came in. And you guys head back to your base. Your base is a penthouse apartment in. It's a kind of a paradox. It's a penthouse, nice apartment on the top of like a low rent housing development. So it's got all of your cyberpunk like arsenal and tech gear, but like the people under you are more like much more like the mega complex from 2077. Um, it's very much that sort of dichotomy um, of something that has a lot of wealth and resources poured into it on top of a massive humanity. But you guys are here protecting these people, so it's okay, right? But yeah, you guys come back. You guys land on the little hover pad where your penthouse is. Um, and yeah, there's you've got your digital conspiracy board, and you've got your arsenals for your more combat focused people. There's neon covered couches and holographic display of the newest from Terra Surge influencers. Come and see, live in the game with your favorite online celebrities. Is playing at a low level because you can never turn the ads off. Um, But yeah, so you're sort of overlooking the city. It didn't take too long, so it's like mid-afternoon now, late afternoon now. So sort of the sun is starting to die down a bit, but still casting like this brilliant light over this gleaming white city that is Cascade. And you guys are back into it. I mean, you guys were kind of stalled in your mission because Silas was supposed to find the next big lead, um, but he's been gone for a while, so it's been kind of the pressure's been bubbling up. You guys have gotten signs of you know the sort of the big thing that tipped off this investigation was some of the people in like the lower cast class areas of the city having quantum flux diseases. Like there's been an uprise in them, and that is always a bad sign. That's a huge bad sign of a potential aberrant acting. Amongst those people, and investigations previous like were muddied by something that you were able to determine was someone or someone's interfering with your investigation. So it's not just an aberrant potentially. There are people working with it, is what your investigation has determined. But you were waiting on whatever it was Silas was looking for to kind of get you guys to the next step. So yeah, you guys are able to get back where you have all your resources, where you have all of your information at the ready, and that is where we'll come back into the scene where you guys will come back to your apartment.
There is no other aberrant. Well, besides the one that just came out of there. That guy, that whatever he was, did mention that the cult of Divis Mall didn't actually have anybody helming it. No aberrant helming it, at least.
Perfect. Easy to take down then.
Not really. Because the other people that could potentially have the resources to do all the things that obstruct our investigation. Billionaires, trillionaires, the higher ups. Money pays.
Do you ever have good news? Just straight good news.
What time do we live in, Alvaro? What good news is without some sort of caveat?
Mm,
Not
Got a
incorrect.
point.
So, as we are not gonna get our chests punched through with holes and stuff, there's still the matter of fact that we have some sort of shadow organization with much more resources than we do. And we need to tap in. And whatever symptoms that we see is part of that cover-up. Any ideas then?
So out of character, I'm like getting an idea, but brain go burr. So I'd like everyone's help to like figure out what I'm trying to say here. I want to look up information. Like when he said billionaires and people with money are maybe funding this, I want to research like what big philanthropists, like what their funding, where their money's going, and then what scandals there are. And I want to try to find like any chinks in the armor, any information about where they're being funded or supported in any other way.
Sure, absolutely. Um, Here's what we're gonna do. Um, to get this to try and like unpack this, I'm gonna need a couple of different roles, and we'll see who wants to take those roles. I'm definitely gonna need a humanities role to kind of like dig through the law, like try to find financial records, try to uncover that. I'm also going to need a culture role to try to like find where the interaction of like a big company that might have like the resources and the ability to cause these diseases. Um, and then I'm going to need an enigmas role to like represent digging into the data and like trying to find like hard evidence to sort of link these two up. So um, y'all are working together, and then hold on. Let someone. This isn't directly related, but if someone wants to make a command roll to kind of like uh, get a sort of an idea of the sort of the tactical situation of what's going on, and like how you guys might prepare to deal with not an aberrant or whatever, but like changing gears to figuring out, okay, how do we take on like a corp, or whatever it is that has this kind of money. So those are four different roles that need to be made to sort of move us forward, and anyone can take one of those.
So who's good in what? Who has a good enigmas roll?
Me, I
Okay,
do.
there we go. And then I have an okay culture roll. Does anybody have more than 2 dots in culture? Okay, I'll take
Hell
that.
no.
I'll take the culture side of things, and then that leaves the humanities and commands up to Gideon and Alvaro.
I
And
am bad at
unfortunately,
both.
I am not good at both either.
I also am
Hmm.
not good.
All right. Well, yeah, this was a team put together to like take out monsters, um,
Yeah.
No.
not necessarily to go up against a corp. Um,
Is it possible? Is it possible without any dots in command to, with just pure, just the intellect of
yeah,
everything? Could I try to figure something out,
yeah, you can make that roll
that
off
way?
your. You can make any of these rolls off pure attributes,
Okay.
but yeah, so like a high intellect would could make a decent roll out of that.
Okay. Let's see if I have a.
But for now, let's go with people who have the skills.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna defer to you guys for a bit while I read something.
Sure, sure thing. So it looks
Oh,
like we have
actually,
an Enigma's roll from Tech.
uh, could lightning calculator be used for this?
Yeah, we'll say the lightning calculator as you're kind of like crunching through raw numbers.
Eeks.
All right, I think I will do the culture roll for now,
Sure.
and kind of go through and see how there are people that are interacting, understanding that.
Oh, it's not.
5 successes on that.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'll wait until everyone has rolled. What'd you get on that Tech?
5.
5. Okay. All right. So how
With the plus 2, so
with the
7.
plus two?
Sorry.
So okay. So 7 total.
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. So I still need someone to do a humanities roll, which can be done off of a raw attribute. Um,
I could give
I
it a whirl if I can roll it off of intellect.
yeah, you can absolutely do it off of intellect.
That's one.
One success. Okay. All right. So you've got a high culture roll, you've got a high enigmas roll, and a baseline humanities roll. So you're sort of coming at this through who's being affected. That's kind of what the culture roll gets you, is like who are the people who are being affected by this, and then you're sort of marrying that up with raw data, with a little bit of like corporate legal backing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the people who are being affected by this are not like the poorest of the poor. It's not like the set like the in Cascade in the FSA you have first class citizens who are people who have enough tax revenue to actually be able to vote in the representative democracy that still exists in that. And then you have second class citizens who are people who do not make enough money to vote but are still sort of under the umbrella of the FSA. And then you have people who are not citizens at all, who are complete underclass. So this is actually targeting second class citizens. People who have some skin in the game, who some of them like have they have jobs, they have small businesses and whatnot, just not enough to actually participate in the representative government of the FSA. That's who's mostly being affected by this. Um, and with your raw data, you kind of like start to collate all these people together and sort of find common threads in like who they are, what they do, why are like if they're being because it seems like they're being targeted by this. Why are they being targeted? What are they doing to get them targeted in this? And it seems like they have a common thread of people who, despite not having a lot of resources, are nonetheless doing really, really well amongst the various communities that they're interacting with. Like they have the best taco stand. They have,
How
they
dare they?
yeah, they have the best taco stand. Their tailoring business is really good at like actually making clothes that have been like prefabricated out of a 3D printer actually fit someone. So these are like or like people who are really good at community organizing and like pooling the resources of second class and non second class citizens. Um, and otherwise, these are people who are low key threats to the establishment. Um, and there's a handful. That humanities role gives you like kind of a handful of like, well, this could be just like city government. Like it could be that. It could be um, it could be any number of these like municipal services corporations that are in bed with the FSA government. Um, like it could be like the only one that seems like an outlier is uh, a corporation that kind of that seems like its mission is like one step in the financial, one step in the community, called Phoenix Corp. Um, like you could see them being all like, well, they're actually doing the things that our marketing says we do. That could be that, but you find no strong link to any of them. But that's sort of where it is. Um, so at this point, what I'll say is that you guys are at a bit of a crossroads because your mandate comes from the fact that there's a potential like high scale aberrant or a very dangerous aberrant active in the city. And under that aegis, under that authority, you guys have the backing to do whatever you think is possible. Now, if you come to your superiors in Proteus, who would then have to go to Aeon with like, here's the new situation, that could cause your authority and your capacity to act to be reduced as the threat gets reassessed by the higher ups. And for all of Aeon's good, it is still a player in the status quo and could be vulnerable from this vector to put us to put pressure and basically make it harder to deal with this problem. So you guys are going to have to come to a decision about whether or not you go to your superiors with this information.
So we need we need to decide on one thing. whether or not we're going to spend the rest of our time finding the evidence to show that what I know is true, which is that there is no aberrant attack. Or we could piggyback on the resources that we have right now and try to solve this ourselves. There are people getting hurt, livelihoods being destroyed.
Yeah, I don't like that. Um, I say we don't tell Dad because I don't need the bureaucracy getting in our way. That seems annoying.
On one hand, we have a job to do. On the other hand, what's the job if we are not able to save lives?
Agree more.
Gideon?
I'm not normally one to be inclined to rock the boat, but if that is what my team wants to do, then that's what I'm going to support.
So,
Confirmation, I suppose.
so is the decision to not tell Dad, as you so cleverly put, Tech. I like that.
I
Yeah, I
think
think that's what
so.
we're coming to. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, since you've kind of like put together what you can put together, you guys are going to have to go outside your party, outside of your group, and outside of your organization. So, if you guys look on your character sheets, you have paths. Um, and were you to have gone to Dad, I would have included the capacity to go to call upon the Proteus path for this. So, you guys are going to have to use your origin and your roll paths to try and get more resources out of this. So I'm going to need each of you to make a path roll with either your origin or your roll path. And the way you do that is you basically take your path rating in one of those and pair it up. You take that, you tell me what it is that you're doing, what type of information or resources you're doing, and I will give you an attribute to roll with that path rating. So, which of your paths are you guys going to try and pull from to try and get more support and resources on this task? And it can't be your society path, because otherwise that will be tantamount to calling Dad.
I think I'm gonna use my roll path technical specialist.
Okay.
And I would like to get on the proverbial Reddit threads and carefully ask for information, not giving away what we're doing, but being like, hey, this seems weird, r/community, local community kind of
Okay.
thing.
All right. So
Slash Cascade.
Yeah, what
slash
happened to
cash.
Locos Tacos, man? No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're trying to troll through the opnet and
Yeah.
get like the word on the street via that means. So that's going to be your tech specialist, and I'm going to need you to roll that with manipulation. And then we'll resolve this all at one time. So who wants to go next on this?
I will.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go since really we're trying to help the everyman here. I would like to use my origin path, Salt of the Earth.
Okay. All right. And how are you trying to get what are you trying to get out of your salt of the earth path? Like what's your angle here?
Um, because well, what we're trying to do is ferret out more information to get a better idea of how to handle this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see if I can tap into any community associations or labor unions, just
Okay.
getting information about, um, just getting this further information in terms of what we need, what we're looking for.
Okay. All right. So you're just like hitting the labor and like, okay. I will say that you can use your presence for that as you're trying to trying to go to the people. What about Silas or Alvaro? Which paths are you trying to pull from?
I'm gonna pull from the Origin Path Street Rat and take the Everyman route as well.
Okay.
Trying to keep from revealing that I know more than likely who I'm trying to hit up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but literally just hitting the streets and trying to garner information without making it seem like I'm trying to garner
Okay.
information.
All right. So that's also going to be manipulation.
In
And just so y'all know, for path rolls, I tend to do this on like an exponential factor. So like one success is okay, two successes is exceptional, three success it'll have an outsized result on it. So what about Silas? What are you pulling from, and how are you hitting it?
So, in a bid to have some sort of hopefulness that it's not government related,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what Gideon gave on the humanity side of things on our earlier
Mm-hmm.
role, I would like to spend some time investigating using my role path as a detective to investigate the Phoenix Corp,
Okay.
hoping that it is a corporation job.
Right.
Uh, so I'm just gonna kind of nitpick onto the sides of like what goings on they have, see if I can cross reference with whatever data we have in that sense.
Okay.
Build upon
I'll
them.
say that would be an intellect roll,
Sounds good.
as you're like doing hardcore investigation on that.
Yeah.
So everyone make their rolls, and then let me know how many successes you get on them.
That would be two successes.
Okay, so two successes on the street rat side. Two
We
successes on
all
the.
got
You
two.
all got two. Okay,
Wow.
fantastic.
Hey.
All
The
right.
So does
dice
that
gods have smiled
exponentially
upon
stack
us.
No, it doesn't.
together?
No,
No.
no, 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 no. You both, all four of you got a solid, exceptional success on that.
Awesome.
So digging through future sci-fi Reddit, you are going through, seeing what people are talking about on the OpNet about, oh, what happened to the taco stand, or like. The guy who usually like organizes the soup kitchens is really sick, kind of stuff. Like you get a lot of like blowback on that, and yeah, so that kind of, you start gathering stories from that. Um, Gideon, you're talking with the labor unions. You're talking with the people and labor unions in the FSA are essentially terrorists, um, as far as the law is concerned. So yeah,
Oops.
you're talking with people about okay, so where's the pressure coming from this week? Like when you try and when we try and fill in this gap that gets vacant because this this person got sick. Like what kind of guff did we get? Uh, you're hitting the streets, Alvaro, talking about people who are directly involved in this. Like, okay, did you see any trucks, or like, did you see like any logos or people or whatnot? And Silas, you're digging directly into Phoenix Corp, and like you're gathering all of this information together from all of your friends. You're putting it together. You've got the conspiracy board up with it, and like more and more and more, you're just feeling this sort of like tension as things start to line up, and you realize that you've pulled the exact right thread. And it all kind of comes together where like a side research process, like that you've been going off on a hunch, like all the data comes together as like a deep search result comes up with an image of Divis Mall, this person that these Divisians supposedly research, of him like engulfed in flame with the big Firebird insignia on his chest. And it all comes together, and you're pretty sure it is Phoenix Corp. They are behind this. They are trying to make the up and coming people who are actually trying to help. Like they're trying to sicken them and take over so that they can sort of claim credit for doing good while still just doing their part of extracting the wealth and the labor from this city. So you guys have your bad guy. And we are going to take a break now while we prepare to storm Arasaka Tower, essentially. That's what
Hell
really here,
yeah.
Yeah.
huh?
Hell yeah.
All right,
So
well,
down.
we'll guys see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back. We are back from our break here at Trinity Continuum Anima for Onyx Path Con 2024. And we begin with a tableau of images. We see Cascade at night. The sun is no longer shining down, but there are huge spotlights on all of the big buildings, all of the corporate and military facilities, showing off the gleaming white exteriors of all these buildings set against the blackness of the night. We see the OpNet page of the Phoenix Corporation, a collage of images of well-suited corporate individuals, hanging out with disenfranchised youths and pitching in to various community projects, all with the Phoenix Corp branded materials and products. We see a press conference where we see CEO of Hanson Meldrum saying, community organizations and philanthropic work in the backlash of the aberrant war, it's very difficult. It's harder than it's ever been at any point in our time. So really, it's up to us, the corporate elite of the FSA, to just sort of take it from here. Let the community members benefit from our largesse, and not have to worry about doing it on your own. That's why our corporate motto is that the Phoenix Corp is "We'll take it from here," and it sort of glitters across the screen. And we cut back to our Project Proteus operatives, like all of this sort of going on in the background, looking across their skyline, where you see the headquarters of the Phoenix Corp set out against the night as these giant spotlights shine up against it. And I have to change the. Sorry, I gotta change the layout real quick because y'all moved.
Oh
It's
no.
fixed. It's fixed now. Right. So yeah, you guys are in planning mode. Target identified. Um, what is the plan? How are you guys going to proceed? Because at some point you're going to have to make a report, and that will come with complications. And you guys have decided not to call Dad. So how are we proceeding?
So, at the end of the day, we're four people.
Mhm.
And there is a corporation in front of us. At least we have solid proof that it's most likely them that's causing all the trouble. And I don't want to step into any minefields before consulting with the rest of you. But what does everybody feel? I'm not necessarily sure what the connections Phoenix Corp has with Aeon and whatnot, and whether or not if we report this, it'll just get swept under the rug. But my conscious need tells me that this can't continue happening.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we gotta do something about this. I if we could figure out a way to get me into their system, I can pretty easily get us a way to infiltrate. But from there, I don't know what y'all want to do.
Are we against acquisitioning more gear for a potential aberrant fight?
Not at all.
That would probably be the easiest way to explain it.
Well, if that particular request comes from you, Alvaro, they'd know that it's something that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll put in the word. Uh, we'll say we're running on some equipment and we'll get what we need.
Okay. What kind of equipment are you looking for? I mean, that's kind of informed by how you guys are approaching this. Um, like, like what is the strategy for taking them on? I mean, are you gonna like blow up the building, take out the C-suite? Like, what's the plan here? How are you guys going to confront this sort of like big corporate entity?
Hold on, are we all
Alvaro
just
would.
joining the freaking labor union in this sense? Like, just
Oh
like be
hell
fair the
yeah!
I
rest of
mean,
us.
yeah,
A
that I
little
mean,
bit.
yeah,
Alvaro would be begging to like, can I put an order in for explosives? Am I allowed to have explosives? Can I have bullets?
I'm just completely you do you type of mentality. I don't know what you're getting, you know. That's your deal.
I'm getting
Their business.
bombs.
I mean, if an aberrant is on the table, you can get some serious heavy weapons.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, that's what we're shooting for. Anything else, I'm taking McDonald's orders. It's up to y'all.
I mean,
Armor.
yes. I mean, to be fair, in all honesty, regardless of whether or not it's a corp, they still could have an aberrant, hiding.
Yeah, they're getting this quantum flux from somewhere.
So we determine the source of where and stopping them being able to infect people with the quantum flux and potentially crippling them in some way, CEO or not. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
I'm
Sounds good.
down with whatever. I don't think the request we're about to put in is a lie in any shape, or form. We're doing our job. I mean, the worst of all deceptions is self-deception. Plato
Oh,
They
said
this
that,
is
have to be
right.
Silas.
they have to be getting it from somewhere. That leaves us very few options.
Yeah. Plato said that, by the way,
So
Silas.
Go make your order. Get the fuck out of here.
whatever order you
Uh,
need, just make sure we go in loaded for bear.
Silas, high or low?
I. Why did my voice crack when I said that?
I love how we all looked at the
Uh,
screen like,
you,
I hate that question.
you rolled a 10.
Ooh,
You remember the compass.
Shit, I do now. Player me also now just remembered the compass. Can I look at the golden compass?
Yeah. You go in from the pack that you pulled it out, and like you're kind of shocked, because when you pull it out, it is physically different, as opposed to being like this sort of like delicate brass like filigree thing. It has shaped into more of a cube. And the point inside is not like it's not on a flat plane anymore. It's free floating inside the cube, so it has more of a three-dimensional um, quality to it. And it when you pick it up and you put it in your hand and focus on it, the pointer spins around for a bit and points downward in a direction, like so it is pointing you somewhere.
So I was like, I'll hold on to it and I'll just be like,
And he pulls
you
out
know,
this like weird ass ancient looking brass device that like none of you have ever seen before.
jokes aside, you made me remember something. That philosopher gave me this. It didn't look like this before, but he said it might be of use. It used to be a compass. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna follow it if it goes out of our the penthouse.
Um, yeah, you pick it up and like you start following it, and for a moment, it actually like changes its directions and points straight at Tech, and then points back to where it's leading you.
Uh, okay. I'll kind of pause a little bit and then continue on, and since everybody's preparing anyways, and I'll just spend a little time doing this if possible.
We
Uh,
should really look
All right,
into
uh,
getting him.
voice of story guide. That was take Tech with you.
Okay, yeah, Tech, do you want to come along?
Sure. Adventure.
Yeah.
The MacGuffin can speak. It's fine.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
actually, it actually just says on the bottom of this thing, take
yeah.
Tech with you. I didn't know that. I just needed to turn the cue.
Hey, idiot! I tried to be subtle about it. Um,
No.
no, but anyway. So yeah. So are you gonna to the two of you are gonna follow the compass?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, and so Alvaro, you are requesting some heavy equipment, some explosives and such, from the company, as it were.
Yeah, explosives, armor. I think that unless there's last minute like recommendations, I think that about covers it.
Okay. What about Gideon? How are you going to be preparing while your detective goes off on another goose chase?
I think I'm going to do the smart thing and take a rest so that I can be at my absolute peak for what's coming.
Okay, so you're taking some chill time. Gotcha. Um, all right, cool. So we will follow Silas and Tech as it sort of leads you down. Sort of take the elevator down, and once you get to kind of like ground level, it sort of seems to figure out and starts leading you in more of a traditional way. And you go a couple of city blocks, and it eventually leads you into what looks like a really kind of dingy, sort of abandoned alleyway that looks like this had some use when they were building the city, like not, but isn't in active use right now. And like once you guys sort of like get into this alleyway, it sort of loses its definition in where it's pointing you.
You still have your sign on, right? Okay. I will just look around the alleyway and see if there's any clues like on the floor or like I'm assuming there's like trash and stuff
Oh yeah.
everywhere too. Yeah, I'll look around and see if I get anywhere closer because I've seen this thing
Hmm.
change directions before.
Yeah.
So I'll just continue to see if there's anything that it's trying to focus on.
Okay. Um, sure. Uh, what I need is both a technology roll and an enigmas roll for you guys to case this place.
Okay. Uh, how's your technology? How's
It's
text technology?
Tech's technology is 3, but her Enigmas is 5.
But my technology is 1 and my enigmas is 4. So do we
Okay,
want
well,
to
we'll
do
swap. Yeah,
the? Okay,
we
we'll
can
we'll
swap
swap that
for
then.
sure, for sure.
Okay. All right. And I suppose this is still are we doing it via intellect kind of
Yeah,
like
y'all can do
looking
this.
knowing.
Y'all could take your time with this. You're not
Okay.
under pressure right now.
For the amount of dice I rolled,
Hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
And I got a 10, so let's see what that is. I also got 3 successes.
Okay. Awesome. So you guys are sort of just scouring this alley looking for things. Um, Silas, you start to find like espionage, like um, markers for wet work kind of things. Like, oh, this place is a dead drop for somebody. Like someone has like marked this place out like with the right sort of eyes. Like someone who's working in sort of wet work and espionage would recognize this place as like dead drop here, or it's a place where that kind of business gets done. And you're actually like you have to like check your comm for a little bit. Like these are old Aeon signals, like like a couple of years out of date though. Like this, like someone in that aspect of Aeon used this place a couple of years ago, but it's not been updated or maintained. And like you following those signs, you're able to like point Tech in a direction, and eventually Tech you come to what looks like kind of like a vent area, but you kind of like look into it and you see a data connection point. Like there's a little like terminal in there that you can wire into. There's no wireless signals coming off of it. It requires a direct connection.
May I use a gift deep system scan?
You absolutely can use deep system scan. So you wire right into it. You connect to it, and like similar with Silas, you're like, oh, this is like an old Aeon system, and you're starting to like peel through it, um, and you start to realize that this was something that an Aeon agent that you guys have only heard about, a guy by the name of Mokno, who used to work for Aeon about a year or so ago, but got disavowed. Like he got up to something that Aeon did not want him getting up to, and he bounced. He got out of town, and but this is like one of his old terminals, and it has a couple of different files on things that you guys can sort of pull through. One of them is kind of a very small brief on Phoenix Core, and like you're sort of reading through it, and like it's all about his suspicions, but like he didn't they weren't up to enough for him to verify that they were up to this, and like you're getting like a strong anti-fascist, I want to blow these people up vibe. Like very much an extremist amongst Aeon, which probably is why he got kicked out. But as you're going through the deep system scan, you find um, a lot of like other like these communications points and other dead drops, but you're able to find one that you still can like find an active link to, where like you might be able to get in contact with this guy.
Oh yeah. If I can get into contact with them, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, you plug in that connection, and like start sending out a message for it. And after a couple of minutes, you're in your projecting in your glass, you get this very like wireframe, um, like green wireframe projection of a man's face. It just so happens to be like a bigger bald guy with a big kind of messy beard, that kind of looks a lot like this guy.
Oh,
Um, he says, "How the fuck did you get this contact?" He's like speaking in kind of like a digitized voice.
I'm gonna assume that he's on speaker,
Yeah, like
so
it's
we
come
can.
like
Okay,
you can put it on speaker so that
for
both of
sure.
you can communicate.
Uh, sound dead drop, man.
Shit, I thought I'd burned all of those.
Nope, there's one in the alley off of Main
Oh,
Street.
I know where it is. Don't worry, I'll take care of it after this conversation. But if you're looking for my old stomping grounds, then you must be up to something.
I'll look to Silos.
up to something is probably saying very little about it. We have more information, at least more evidence of what you were suspecting.
You're gonna have to be a lot more specific. I suspected half the city.
Phoenix Corp specifically, then.
Really? Really?
We
Really, really.
suspect that the quantum flux that they've been feeding to people, it cross references all checks out.
All right. All right. Well, I don't have the resources that I used to, but are you guys planning on doing something about it?
We're gonna have to.
That's what I like to hear. And you get a file transfer request in your glass tech. It says,
Uh,
"I don't know if I can help you very much, but that's my most recent bit of intelligence. And if they're behind these quantum flux, then I think that might be real helpful for you."
Eat. Thank you.
I
All
appreciate
right.
that.
I'm not in the city right now, so there's not much else I can do for you. But if this thing plays out longer than you're expecting it, then maybe call me back and I can maybe see what I can do. It's good to see people who are willing to help out rather than letting the bureaucracy take its toll.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
So yeah, so he and hit that disconnects and like the terminal actually like catches on fire.
Very cool. I'll take my connection out of it real quick and be like, oh shit. Jesus.
So yeah, when you do you bring up that file?
I do.
Yeah. So you get a blueprint of the Phoenix Corp building, and like with a bunch of like tactical notes and whatnot, and it takes just a little bit of like analyzation, but you can tell that they have some sort of like lab facility subterranean, and like you see like all the different levels of like protection from the ground floor. Uh, um, but then you see like in the blueprint, it's not a part of the blueprint. It looks like it's been added on, like as sort of like a post editing thing. Um, so it's not official, but like something has been added to this document. Of you see kind of like this small express access point that like is only available at the top of the building and then goes down to the subterranean levels. Um, so it's like it probably goes to like a panic room or a safe house, but it bypasses a lot of the security down to the like the vault levels where they would keep dangerous technology. But it's like goes from the boardroom down to the vaults of the city without having to churn through like levels and levels of security.
Sweet.
Yeah. On the way back, I think I'm just gonna like really offhand whisper it so nobody else could hear and just, we're losing our jobs, right?
Eh, yeah. Hackers are needed everywhere. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about the two of us, but I mean, I suppose I'm not worried about any of us. We signed up for what we signed up for.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Then get back and
Yeah. So when they get back, you've gotten the express delivery of a bunch of heavy machine guns, like a couple of packs of futuristic C4, um, personal scale like big heavy weapons. Has been like airdropped to your location, courtesy of the Aeon Covenant and Project Proteus. And Gideon, you've sort of taken your rest and are feeling a lot more clear-headed. So yeah, that's you guys you come up the elevator, find like all these crates of big ass weapons at that have been delivered here when you guys return to the base. And I'm assuming Alvaros is just like kid on Christmas.
Oh, without a doubt, just fully just like unwrapping all the presents and getting excited about it, showing their crew.
Oh, yeah. Assault shotgun, like grenade
I
launcher.
I will take ask if anything to take the blueprints and kind of put it on so that everybody can see on an interface that everybody can see in front of us, and
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just
for sure.
point to Alvaro and just be like, okay, if we go through here, do you think you have I mean, are we able to wire it to get rid of their production source? Because it seems like they are producing it down here. And I'll point at where the labs are and stuff like that.
Give me a location, I'll make it work.
All right. Well,
If anything, I can always ask Tech.
I
Right?
guess.
You got me, right?
Sure.
Today we're golden.
Okay. This is a little bit more than what a normal detective usually has to say, but I just wanted to reiterate that we're probably going to lose our jobs when we do this. The information that we got this from Oh, what was the guy's name again? Muck.
Machno,
Yeah.
a burned Aeon, a former Aeon agent.
That we would all know, right?
Yeah, I mean he's kind of a legend. Like some people in the organization are like, yeah, he had the right idea, but most of them are all like, yeah, he was way too willing to like just straight up execute people who he felt are
Was
like were like he was ready to personally go to war with the FSA.
Yeah. Is there a drink named after him or something?
No, there's not. There is not a drink named after him. No.
Um. So we got this from Muck No, and you know what that means. We're barking up the same tree he was, and Aeon didn't want that.
Hate that.
So I guess this is the last chance for any of us to back out if we want to.
This isn't even in my top five favorite jobs. I'm with you.
Clearly, I like you all a little too much, so I say in the most monotone voice.
I
All
can
right.
either go I can either go along with this and risk losing my job or not go along with this and then get asked why I didn't try to stop all of you. So I'm already here. Let's do it.
Well, then, if that's the case, let's all try not to get blown up and live to see another day.
All right, we smash cut to the four of you in a basically a flying delivery truck, barreling down on the top of Phoenix Corp, ducking and weaving. I don't think any of you is a pretty good pilot, so this is pretty much a smash, like a smash assault thing, like barely like getting winged by the automated turrets on the top of the building, and everyone's just sort of like strapped in, hoping that like the automated system is doing a good job, and there's a sudden impact as the delivery truck smashes into the big, like 3-story wide window at the top of the building where the corporate boardroom is. Uh, uh, and the door opens up, like the big delivery door opens up as you guys start to unstrap yourself. There's chaos around as like there's several people in fancy suits, about a half dozen security starts to swarm in to fend off this invasion of the top suite of the Phoenix Corp. Your blueprints indicate that like the access point for the express elevator to the lower levels is like behind the CEO's office area. So yeah, you guys got to get through all. You got to get through this big boardroom, get to the CEO's office, so that you can try and gain access to the terminal behind the CEO's office. But right now, we need to roll initiative.
Why do we need a roll initiative? There's totally nobody.
No, there is corporate security swarming in from their stations. As they're moving to intercept the wild ass invaders.
Wait, is that a
One.
6 or yeah?
Uh, okay. All right. Okay.
Oh
So
no.
uh, our bad guys are going on 3, but we have someone who also goes on 3. So someone
Yep.
gets to make the first shot. Who wants to begin the assault?
Oh boy. Um, I would personally rather not take the first shot because I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Pause for 1 second. Are there any gifts that anyone would like to have activated before the assault began?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, Absolutely, 100%. Um, like to activate blocking bullets.
Okay, got it.
Uh, I will activate Acme of Unchallenged Reason, so spend an inspiration to increase my intellect. Wow, words. The character acts as though she has one additional skill when taking actions requiring intellect.
Gotcha. Awesome. Anyone else want to activate anything?
Let me double check on one, but I will want to deal with.
Oh shit,
I
sorry.
will want to turn on my warrior's eye. If possible, once to
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
see how scan what their armor is, scan what they can do in their situation, and what we should be able to do for that.
1 second. Let me look something up real quick. I'm fucking up the stream. Sorry if I fucked up the stream there for a second. Uh, a recommendation for Tactician's Insight, Gideon. That is
Yeah,
certainly something to set up ahead of time.
I will do that. Yes.
You want to take a look at that.
And I will. Do we have to do this right now or later on
You
to
can do it when
work
it's
as
just. I
well?
know that there are some gifts that I gave you that are like
Yeah,
activate this at the top of the scene to get some benefits.
yeah. I okay. Then if that's the case, I will keep the other thing I have later.
Yes, definitely. I would like to activate that one. I'm just trying to think of what in
Yeah.
God's name to say for it.
Yeah, so you get a number of phrases equal to your reflective facet that
Hmm.
are essentially commands that you can give that will other people will gain benefit for following as part of a scene.
Okay. I'm just not sure what to say. That's the problem.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
I mean, you guys have the objective uh, pretty well laid out. What did I do?
I think it'll be reiterate the objective. Do not get shot. Neutralize all opposition.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So basically, anyone who is following any of those directives can get +2 enhancement for doing so. And there's a secondary ability that Gideon you can activate at any time you so desire for any of those. All right. So once again, we have a PC round at the top. Who'd like to go?
I have an idea of what I want to do. I'll run by y'all.
Hmm.
Um, I essentially want to utilize the chaos to kind of sneak over to the CEO's, like the office door and hack it open
Okay.
so we can quickly slip in.
All right. Um, so you're gonna try and like jump out and try and sneak your way, get up to the CEO's desk office as quickly as possible. That's your action.
Yes.
All right. That is going to be a larceny roll.
What attribute would you think
Probably
with this
probably
one?
dexterity, since this is a very physical, actively trying to sneak. And I will say that there is a 2 point complication on this roll because you are trying to sneak from a like crashed truck through a boardroom full of like suits and security. Like is it's not the stealthiest of environments.
Could I, if I were to not go first and like, let's say, I don't know, everyone else is like shooting at them and kind of getting their attention, would I have less of a complication?
You would have less of a complication in that
Okay, I would,
instance
If
because this is literally like first thing out the gate of like
right.
bunch of
if
guns
that's the
pointed in your
case,
direction, people ready to shoot at you. Yes, that would reduce the complication.
I will opt to do that then.
if that's the case, could I? You said grenade launcher.
There are absolutely grenade launchers available.
Am I able to start the turn with one of those instead?
You are 100% able to start the turn with one of those. Indiscriminate destructive violence is absolutely on the table.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, my moment of inspiration is saving someone's life.
Yeah,
Just wanting to know. Just
yeah. I mean, that's something that happened in the past.
hell of a lot of lives I'm gonna save with this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's a trolley problem thing. Yeah, I will utilize this grenade launcher. How would you want
Okay,
me to do
that
this?
would be an aim roll.
Aim. Okay. Aim dexterity.
Sure.
I would assume. Aim or four successes.
Four successes. Okay. So, is there a particular place, so you've got like two different squads of security people like coming out on either side of the board. You've got this big, ostentatious like corporate board area, and like you've got like a bunch of people who are like some of them are still in their seats, like they were in the middle of a meeting. Um, where are you
I
aiming this grenade?
I will say, because of the way we acted tactically the first combat
Hmm.
of the session, that we are pretty well like trained as a team
Hmm.
to do certain things. So I would think I know that Tech is going to try to be able to hack the door.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna make as much of a I would say as much of an attempt to split the boardroom in between so the two squads aren't able to communicate with each other as
Okay,
well.
so
So
you're
there's explosions on the lining in the middle. I might try to kind of fend on lean towards one side, kind of isolate them and do
okay.
damage to one side of the people, but then also kind of split the boardroom in a way
Okay, so
that
you're
they
aiming
won't
sort
communicate.
of like right of center.
Exactly, right of center that way.
So much like the current American government.
Oh my God. God.
Sorry, I had to
I'm
do
going
it.
to.
I had to do it. I had to do it. It was too perfect. Right. So yeah, you hit right at center. Right in between the Republicans and most of the Democrats. And yeah, huge like multiple blasts of grenades come out. Um, Shrapnel digging into the combat armor of the security forces. Quite a few executives just turn into puddles of goo. And yeah, there's a massive like just chaos on that side of the room. Blows up. Now they get to go. I need everyone to roll their defense, and since one of the phrases was "don't get shot," you get +2 enhancement to this roll.
And
What a
I'm also
great
using,
phrase.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh
and
my god.
I'm also using blocking bullets.
Nice.
That's so good.
One more time, how does rolling defense work?
You take one of your resilience attributes and you roll
Okay.
it,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
and then you add one to the no. You have a base defense of one, unless you have
Hmm.
something else that boosts that, and then you just sort of take that one plus your successes, which you have a +2 enhancement on the roll, so successes +2,
Excellent.
and
We
that will be your.
also mentioned that we got armor. Is it tactical armor?
Yeah, you
Two
guys
slots
all.
on armor.
I'm assuming you're all decked out on fresh tactical armor,
Sounds good.
so you guys all have at least one level of hard armor. Just let me know what your
So
defenses
it's
are.
2 is a roll.
Okay.
Then
Plus-
there's the 2 enhancement, and then blocking bullets gives me 2 as well.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, they actually rolled pretty dog shit. So in the chaos, like the other side, who are not in currently getting their asses blown up, try and like pin you like point all their assault weapons at you, and it's just wildfire. Gideon, you block like one big shot that was coming your way, but the rest of you, like the shots all go wide, and you guys are unharmed for this round. Next PC turn. This is a pretty chaotic situation, and that complication would go away now to
Yeah.
try and get sneaky.
Yeah, I'll do that if that's okay with everyone else.
Sure. Well,
Yep.
that's up to y'all.
Oh my goodness. Uh, Tins explode. So two, three. Okay, three successes.
Awesome. So yeah, chaos abounds. You like leap out of the truck. You dive under the boardroom table. which is like that. Like, oh, that's a thing that under which I can hide, and you like start army crawling your way um,
Yeah.
to the CEO's table. Uh, apparently unnoticed.
Excellent.
All right, next PC turn. We've got Alvaros and Gideon.
I will be laying down cover fire with a shotgun.
All right, rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. Okay, go ahead and make that aim roll.
That is only. Oh wait, there's things. I have things.
Yeah, you got the objective that would give you a plus
Mhm.
two.
Yeah. So okay. Let me.
So there's the achieve the objectives, don't get shot. What was the third one, Jonathan?
Neutralize all
Oh
opposition.
yeah, that absolutely is
Oh
would apply
hell
then.
yeah!
Oh
That'll
my
be three
god.
successes.
Three successes. Yeah, you lay into the first two security on which side? Or the side that got blasted with the grenade launcher, or like the fresh guys that just got shot at you?
Oh, fresh guys. I'm gonna
Fresh
lay
guy.
down on both sides.
Yeah. Boom, click, click. Boom, click, click. You take out the first two uh, with ruthless efficiency, and that leaves the last round for Gideon.
Yes, yes, it does. How many are left?
Um. So yeah, so there's like in this room currently there are a total of like 10 security guys. Alvaro's just took out two of them. The ones on the right side of the room from where you guys are, they look like they're all still up, but that grenade launcher tore up their armor, and they're like so they just got hit, but they're still like mostly okay. But so yeah, so there's three guys on the left and five guys on the right, but the five guys on the right have gotten their armor torn up.
Okay. Hmm. Problem is, I don't use much with the guns. I'm more with the punching. So I think that may be what I need to do is wait in to engage in a little bit of close combat with.
All right, are you going left or right side?
I will go to this side with our folks that have the already fucked up armor.
Okay, so you're going into the right side. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead and make me a close combat roll.
I will do so. So
You're
many
getting
dice for
you're getting
that.
so much enhancement on this roll.
Yeah. Okay, so that is so many dice, and that's four successes on the dice.
Okay, and that is a lot of enhancement. So yeah,
Yeah.
taking advantage, you also wade in amongst these guys, hitting their vulnerable parts where like the explosives is sort of blown away. That you just like gut one guy, slash up the throat of another guy. You're going full Wolverine on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are hitting them pretty hard. All right, so that is the last end of that round. Top of the round, we have another PC go.
Could
Um.
I?
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Could I take a crack at the door?
You're not there yet.
Okay, cool.
You're like basically at the end of the table,
Okay.
um, where you're actually at the end of the table, and like you're able to see that like probably the CEO has like jumped out of his table, turned the chair around, Like so, hopefully there's like some bulletproofing in there, and he's like sort of crouching behind it. So you actually like from your position, you see that there's like a guy between you and where the door to the CEO's access is.
Okay.
So how are you trying to? How do you want to negotiate that?
Sh on the ground, just like hang her head, like, oh my God, of course. And let's see here. What can I do?
I mean, you can try and sneak past him. You can try and like take him out. Um, like he doesn't seem to know you're there at the moment.
Take him out, grab his key card.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep, we're gonna do that.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna like are you gonna try and shoot him basically?
Yep, we're gonna aim for the head.
All right, yeah. So you well, okay. He's crouched behind a chair, so like
Right.
you see like his feet and like his legs
Okay.
from where you are. But you can absolutely shoot him in the leg or something.
Oh, we'll do
Um,
that for sure.
but yeah, so you're gonna make a shot at him. Gotcha. Okay. So go ahead and make an aim roll.
So aim. Ah, ah. With dice, and then with the calculator aiming, it's +2. Got it. All right. Okay, not bad.
And you have the two enhancement from the neutralize the objective phrase.
Oh,
No, neutralize all
Neutralize
opposition.
opposition.
okay. So that's 2 on the dice, 2 from lightning calculator with the aiming,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 with the neutralize all opposition, so 6.
Okay. And basic gun is going to give you at least two enhancements, so 8, which is good because like you basically like shoot like into his upper leg as it's like sort of crouched down, and like you see the bullet impact. It goes into his leg. You hear a scream, but you can tell by the way that the bullet impacted that he is like wearing some kind of like Kevlar weave like business suit. So there's some armor on this guy.
That makes
But
sense.
you absolutely shoot him, and like you can uh, you basically you can take your movement with the distraction to try and like get behind him so that you can get maybe a cleaner shot on him
Yep, we'll do that.
next time. If you're trying to like get his card because he's still up.
Yeah, we'll just move to get behind him.
Okay,
Still using the chaos of everything.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so the rest of this is going to be the rest of the security forces. Are going to be taking shots. They're going to be taking shots at Alvaros, at Silas, and at Gideon because Tech is under the table. So go ahead and please roll your defense again. Remember, you have the +2 enhancement.
And still doing blocking bullets.
Gotcha. Got it. What's up?
That's four.
Nice.
4 on 4 die.
Good.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Also 4.
You all wore 4 successes, and they rolled absolute dog shit. So you guys are fucking untouchable. You guys are John Wooing your way through this boardroom, and they cannot hit, even though they don't have a small dice pool for this. Okay, so yeah, they once again cannot seem to shoot. You know, you guys are taking glancing blows off of your tactical armor that's not doing any damage, but you are running this table. So next PC action.
I will defer because I'm still holding a grenade launcher,
Yeah.
and Gideon is in the fray now, and
Well,
also Tech is in the room, so I'm gonna just wait until whatever you guys do first. And see what I will do.
It's fair.
I think Alvaro is going to get excited and try to, because we're kind of holding the line right now, so I'm going to try to push the line back
Okay.
and advance while taking shots.
So are you going to continue going down the left column?
Yeah,
Okay.
just to push the forces back a bit.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and make that aim roll.
I 3 on the die, so that with the 2 enhancement from the directives and then the 2 from the weapon, that's math is hard. 7. I know math. It's single digits. I'm golden.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, yeah. You are able. You roll in. You guys with still with the shotgun. Yeah, you take out those last three guys on the left column. With a couple of well aimed shotgun blasts. You do see like from your vantage point, you look around, like you see like down the hallway from the security like office to the other side. You do see that there's an elevator coming up, probably with reinforcements. So yeah, that's going to be Gideon and Silas left.
I'll have another go
Okay.
at being completely evil when it
Yeah, sure.
comes to
Yeah, go
those
ahead and make
those
that
sort
close
of
combat
feats.
roll.
So that's 5 successes base,
Nice.
plus the
Plus the
2
two,
enhancement, plus the 3
all
from
all the other.
Wristblade and Bionic Arm.
Yeah. So yeah, you continue to like rip through these guys. Matching Alvaro on the other side, you dismantle these remaining three dudes, and like also you spare a look to like the room that they come from, and there's another like elevator that's has its numbers going up. Um, so yeah, that's the end of the round. We have another PC round. There are a couple of left in the room. Is the guy that Tech shot, and like three other like corporate types that are just like most of them are injured from the grenade blast, but they're just sort of like huddling in the room somewhere. So we have a PC action. Who wants to do what? And
Uh,
like he has like the guy behind the chair, like the guy in the CEO chair, is like hopped up, and like trying to like get away from the person who just shot him. Obviously, so he is visible. He like pops up and is visible to all of you.
I mean, I will. I'm just gonna drop the grenade launcher
Okay.
for now, and seeing that everybody just kind of cleaned up very well.
Yeah, these are
Task at hand.
unarmed civilians, I will
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Task at hand. I will start like offloading the explosives instead.
Okay, so yeah, you're heading you're taking an action to head in to head up to the delivery van, get the explosives off the van. Awesome. So that is the first go. That means this guy is going to get a go. And for being an unarmed civilian, he sure does have a pistol, and he is going to like duck under the table, and
Wait,
it's going
oh,
to
hold
attempt
on,
to shoot. Well,
hold on. My turn was before. Was the one before?
yes, that was the first action.
Oh no, no, the turn before. I have not
Oh, you
moved
didn't
yet.
go.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, all right.
So
Okay. I guess
there's
I
a player
skipped that a
action
little
turn.
bit.
So just wanted to point that part out.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, okay. So we have another player action before Tech gets shot at.
Um,
But
I'll
yeah, if you want to shoot him before he shoots you.
yeah, I'll see him reaching for the piece and be like, "Oh no, no, no!"
All right,
And
all right,
now I will aim for that.
all right. Go ahead and make an aim roll.
All right. What are we looking at here? 2, 3, +4, whatever you're putting. Okay, that is going to be 4 successes.
Four successes. Okay. Yeah, you pop up another shot. This guy seems to like be competent in combat training. Like he is not a slouch in what he's doing. Um, and I will say like now that you're like sort of face to face with him, you can't help but notice there is a family resemblance to this guy and the guy you guys killed on that beach. Like that's weird.
That's weird.
But anyway, yeah. So you take he like ducks a little bit so that he avoids getting shot in the head, which means he gets shot in his shoulder, uh, and is not looking too happy. But he is going to take a shot at you
All
because
right.
you're the person who's shooting him, and he's not a fan of that. So go ahead and roll your defense, please.
All right.
Remember, don't get shot.
Yeah, you get
Don't.
that.
Hell yeah.
That's such a good
Okay.
directive. That's so good.
That was good.
Hmm.
Okay. So that would be with that enhancer, that'd be 3 on my end.
3. Okay. Um, So yeah, he does get a shot off of you, out at you. However, because you are wearing tactical armor, that just you take it on your hard armor, so it takes the damage, but you do not.
Excellent.
If I might activate that same gift, to avoid tech taking that
That hit.
even on the hard armor. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure,
Uh,
absolutely. You can do like the soldier's dive and like take the shot at the last minute.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. So, there's a sound of one more ding on the thing, so it looks like the reinforcements are about one level below. So you guys have essentially a free round. So who would like to go next before more bad guys show up? Silas,
Oh,
you're unloading the materials.
yeah.
Um,
I'm just gonna continue. I think I'm just gonna continue unloading the
okay.
materials right now, and I'll also as I'm doing this, kind of like rush it towards the CEO's door, and I'll just be like, "Elevator's almost here."
Yep,
All right, and
yep,
you do
yep.
guys still have a guy with a gun up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
you've like moved the package, as it were, into the closer to the CEO's door, Silas. So that is going to be Gideon and Alvaros have actions now.
Silas, are you gonna feel terrible? This is shouting over gunfire. Are you gonna feel terrible if I take your grenade launcher away from you for a moment?
I'll be crying all night.
Oh, well, unfortunate. Um,
The sacrifices we have to make.
I'm gonna. So we have the two corridors. Both elevators are coming up
Yeah, there's
right
like
now, correct?
so we've got the main room. There are two rooms on the side that seem to be like security rooms, where these guys poured out of when you guys crashed into the building, and there are
Cool.
two elevators in both of those rooms,
Cool.
and like they are one level below you guys at the moment.
I would love to take one of the elevators out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and give me an aim. Actually, give me a technology roll. Uh,
That's
Ooh,
horrifying.
as you're kind of like, no, it's real. Like you know what to do by point gun at threat, point gun at
Yeah.
tech to effectively take it out. Less so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is
that's
all
fair.
the hope was without the gun, taking the grenade launcher, we're taking that whole.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Cool, cool.
still need to figure out how to like
Too
effectively
easy.
take it out.
Oh, absolutely. Cool, 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 cool.
Yes, the cyberpunk combat music is in fact playing in my head at all times. Uh, you're right. You are correct. That comment is accurate.
Would I still get the enhancement from the directive?
Yes, you would get the enhancement from the
Neutralize.
neutralize the opponents. Yes,
That would be 5 successes then.
5 successes. You don't really know for technology, but you do know gun. You do know make boom.
I do
Uh,
good gun.
yeah. So yeah, you like. I will say. Here's what I'll say. Um, the that elevator is operating just a tad quicker than the one on the other side. So like you take your aim, it comes up, it opens up a crack, and through that crack you lob a grenade. And then there's just an explosion in that confined area, and like, and then you sort of like, and then like just microseconds later, you hear like the cable snap and it plummets to the ground. Uh,
Goodbye, elevator full of raspberry jam. Ugh.
Pretty much, pretty much. Yes, Wushu Dolls is what's playing right now. Okay, so Gideon, that's going to be your action.
If the other elevator is coming up, I unfortunately don't really have anything that I can do to stop that one from coming up. However,
I will say there is
uh,
still a guy with a gun in the room.
you know what? I'm gonna go for the guy with the gun. Forget
Okay,
it.
all right, make that close combat roll.
I'm a fuck up another civil.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, civilian.
Mm-hmm.
He has a gun. It's fine.
He's
It's a little.
corporate.
That
He's not
part.
a real. He's corporate. He's not a real person.
Yeah.
And he's
That's true.
related to a guy that's named the Nationalist.
Also, like he's the CEO of this corporation, like the guy responsible for the thing you're trying to stop.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck that guy.
So that's 5 base plus 3 from my cyber shit and wrist blade plus another 2 from my own directive. So,
Describe how you kill the actual bad guy,
oh my god. Um,
this corpo fascist.
oh my god. I think it's just I think I'm going straight at him clothesline style with that blade out
Mm-hmm.
though, so it's just gonna be one of those kind of straight across.
Straight across decapitation.
Yes.
All right. Fountain of blood comes out of it. Um, and so unless I'm mistaken, I think that's the end of the round. So I am going to roll initiative for the one elevator of dudes coming up. Okay. All right. So top of the round, we have a PC round. There's that second ding as the elevator opens up, but it does not look like they you still have a PC round before they go.
If I may, could I get swipe the key card and get the door open?
Absolutely, yeah. You rush through this guy's stuff, like find his access card, get the door open, move in, and you see like you based on the blueprints that you find like the access port for the emergency escape elevator in the back of this room. However, it is locked down. Like you can't just press a button and access it.
Should I try
But
to hack it?
yeah, next round you can try and hack it.
Perfect.
Uh, right. So we still have. So basically, everything's happening at once. I am going to give these guys a chance to pile out of the elevator and take some shots at Silas, Gideon, and Alvaros. So please make your defense rolls, please. And these guys seem to have the guys that are coming up seem to be decked out in some pretty heavier equipment. Like they've got like some heavy assault rifles with them.
You said it was a +2, right? So
Yeah, it's a +2 to don't get
Okay.
shot.
So yeah.
So that's a lot,
That's a lot. Okay.
considering blocking bullets and my own
So
directives.
once again, I did roll dog shit. However, Alvaros, you are going to take a round of one of these heavy assault cannons. That is going to do because you've already taken your hard armor for taking that hit for tech. It is going to do a point of damage to you. As like this high caliber round hits you in the shoulder, in the thigh.
Understood.
Now we have PC turns for the three of you.
Um, getting back towards the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Would I say that there are grenades that are not just grenades for the grenade launcher?
Yeah, there are like handheld chuck'em grenades.
Yeah, you can take the grenade launcher back as well if you'd like.
I mean,
I don't know
we
how
would
these things.
probably. Yeah, I would think we'd need to reload it by now. But I do want to try to see if there is an incendiary grenade that I can do
There's
to throw
absolutely an
into that
incendiary
since it is a
grenade.
hallway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna chuck that type of like an HE something like that
Okay.
into
Give me an
there.
athletics roll.
Okay,
You're chucking a grenade.
and might I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
And do I get the eliminate?
Yes, you do get the +2.
So four total.
Okay. Um, okay, yeah, you chuck that in there, and there is a fire. That the room that they are coming out now has the condition on fire. So anyone in that room is going to be having problems when they attempt to go. Um, so yeah, Gideon and Alvaros, what's up?
I'm not running into the fire, so I'll let Alvaro go first.
Are there still people over there?
Oh yeah, I mean, like there are people
Oh,
in the room. It's just the room is now on fire.
oh, we are head first into the fire.
All right.
We're we're gonna take shots.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
boy.
So go ahead and make an aim roll. You have a level 2 complication on this roll. If you do not buy that off, you are going to take some damage from the fire.
We rolled real well. This is insane. Okay.
Good.
All right. So we rolled four, with the enhancement from the directives, six, the enhancement from the weapon, eight, eight successes.
Uh, so, do you want to take out uh, three of the guys and take some damage from the fire, or take out two of the guys and not take damage from the fire?
I'm completely comfortable with taking damage from the fire.
Okay, so yeah, you walk in, you get a face full of chemical flame, but you lay into three of these guys um, as they sort of pile out of this like express elevator that has that's chock full of dudes with guns.
I'm
Gideon,
just
what's
gonna
up?
shout out, do you people not have families?
These guys are literally getting out of the express elevator to hell.
Hmm.
Uh, hmm. How many dudes are left in there?
So you took out three guys. There were eight in the elevator, so there are five dudes left in there. It's because thankfully you're not getting hit from both sides.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm great at blocking bullets, but that would start to become extremely noticeable.
Hmm.
So far, I'm just doing the dodgy and
Hmm.
banking on people not noticing. Um, Screw it. I'm going in. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Same deal. You got a level 2 complication to avoid taking damage, but make that close combat roll.
It's five base successes, three from the Bionics and Wristblade,
Hmm.
and two from my own directive.
Okay, so
That's 10.
that calculus says, do you want to some fire damage and take out three dudes, well, sorry, four dudes, or take out three dudes and not take out the fire damage?
Considering I haven't taken a single bit of damage this entire time, I'm comfortable taking some damage.
Okay, so yeah, rolling through them. So there are only two opponents left in that now on fire security room on the right side of the room. Uh, all right, so we are at the top of the round. Um, uh, Tech, yeah, you are starting to interact with this, and like you're starting to realize like, oh, there is some heavy encryption on this. This is going to take more than just like a couple of minutes. Um, so I'm going to ask both Gideon and Tech, would you like to eliminate the achieve the objective phrase to get an automatic success on hacking this? Because it will take. This is a heavy thing, but you will lose the um, eyes on the objective phrase, but you will automatically hack this door.
I'm good with that. Everyone else is.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
Yep.
like fueled, like you like take a look through the door, seeing how um, your fellows are doing, and like you just see Gideon like with these wrist blades out, and something about Gideon's like ruthless competence fills you with like a rush of competency and ability, and you put in the right password, like unthinkingly, and the door opens up and the express elevator happens. We are nearing the end, so I am going to narrate what happens here. I'm going to say, let's just go with an old classic. You guys pull a classic Johnny Silverhand, load the explosives up into the express elevator down to the lower levels. Someone takes a shot at the cable and it plummets down, and there's a huge rumbling explosion as the safes area, the lab containing the quantum flux producing disease uh, manufacturing gets utterly consumed in fire and explosives. You guys take out the last two security dudes, and miraculously are able to pilot the delivery vehicle away, taking a couple of pot shots from the automated turrets as you go. And we will leave with an image of Phoenix Core as the fire starts to spread, as the boardroom gets engulfed in flames. So there's an inferno at the top of the tower as this beat to hell delivery truck flies off into the night. And that is how we end this session of Trinity Continuum Anima. All right, did everyone have fun with this one?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Eternally.
Awesome. Yes, Trinity is by far one of my favorite games. I love that we have a pure cyberpunk setting, because I know I played way too many hours of Cyberpunk 2077 to not have a full on Storm the Corporation scene at some point. Awesome. So, yeah, so we're at the end of here. Does anyone have anything they'd like to plug before we roll on out?
Yeah, if it's all right. Like I said, exist on I'm Ramos the Nomad. You can find us, myself and Luna, over at the Rolling Nomads, where I'm the media director, and she is the social media director. Um, for the entirety of the month of June, we are running a campaign with the Trevor Project where the donations will be going toward that particular charity organization. So hop over there to help us out this month. And we started it this month for Pride Month, but it is going to continue on until we reach our goal. Um, we say this month for brevity, but we're not going to stop until we hit the number we're hoping to grab.
Awesome. And I'm assuming people could find that information on your social media.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for the pinned tweets and all that, we're on Twitter at underscore rolling nomads. It's also in our Discord if you're looking to join our Discord. It's also frequently thrown in via Nightbot in our Twitch streams as well. We're on twitch.tv/rolling nomads.
Awesome. Great. All right. Anyone else have anything they'd like to throw out there?
Yeah, I'm Luna. I'm found at Grid by Night on all the things. My headset just turned off on its own.
Uh-oh.
I stream here on Twitch. I have a Patreon. So yeah, when I'm not doing Rolling Nomad stuff, I'm over there.
Awesome.
Uh,
Anyone else?
I apparently well I'm restructuring, but I
Mhm.
also stream on Twitch, asterisk VTuber, and I I do all sorts of content from whether from gaming to just writing and music related things, and also TTRPG related things as well. And will always be glad to chat with everybody. So that's something that I will be doing. But yeah, you could find me
Awesome.
there.
Great. And what about Jonathan? Anything you want to throw out in the world?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, everybody, I'm Jonathan Fye. I am a LARP runner and LARP designer, and I am one of the owners and founders of Cerberus Interactive Media. We produce primarily World of Darkness based um, Nordic style LARPs. We have a few that we're going to be running this upcoming year at Midwinter Gaming Convention, which one of them includes a brand new LARP that we're going to be slowly releasing details regarding in a Camarilla setting that'll take place over 3 nights. I am also the community manager for Jackalope Live Action Studio, who produced the night in question. And I see Scott is wearing one of our T-shirts. The night in question is this year, September 14th, in Bastrop, Texas, and it is a highly immersive Nordic-style Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat LARP. So if you like horror, Vampire the Masquerade, whatnot, heavily recommend it. It's a great time. We have rave reviews every year. Beyond that, I'm one of the storytellers and folks that runs the digital LARP Exeter by Night. You can find us a lot of our promo stuff on TikTok, and most of us have a link to the Discord server for that somewhere in our socials and profiles. So that's all I got.
Awesome. And I could definitely co-sign on all the LARPs that Jonathan is a part of. I've attended a couple of them. He does a great job, and his partners also do a great job. And I'm super looking forward to the night in question. So you can role play with me and Jonathan if you want to come to that, and it is legitimately a premier top tier event. I run Simulacra TV, Simulacra Studios. It's the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel is Simulacra TV. Currently, what we're running is our big long-term planned campaign of Trinity Continuum Aeon, so the setting that comes after Anima in the timeline here. Jonathan is currently a cast member of that, and it is my love of my life campaign, the campaign that I've been planning for years. Also, we have a pretty much open casting call right now for another project that's in development that is focused on the Aberrant War. So you can find a link to that on my social media, which is Simulacra TV on Twitter. Is the best, or X or whatever, which is the best way to find that. And there's a forum you can find a couple tweet back. I'll probably end up pinning that tweet. So that is literally open to almost anyone to participate in that project because it's a series of one-on-one campaign, one-on-one sessions that tells the story of the Aberrant War from multiple perspectives, kind of like World War Z, the book, not the
That's
not
fucking
the
cool.
not the
That's fucking
movie.
cool.
So yeah, I will definitely put a link to that and pin that tweet, so that's where you can find that. But anyway, thank you guys for playing. We're coming to an end here at Onyx Path Con. Make sure to check out the rest of the content for the day. I'll be rating someone when we're done here. But yeah, thanks you guys for playing. Thank you out there for watching, and have a good rest of your weekend and con.